So Manchester United has been underwhelming for a very long time, especially under Ruben Amorim. Manchester United got to their new low. We were absolutely underwhelming, and the system on the pitch was absolutely abysmal because Manchester United was very rigid. We were very predictable. Manchester United was literally scripted because we had players doing what they didn't want to do. They were not playing with freedom, and not until Michael Carrick came on board and it absolutely changed Manchester United. Manchester United is literally playing one of the most entertaining football in the Premier League, and Manchester United is one of the most exciting sides coming from December up to the ending of the season. So Manchester United has been able to undergo lots of revolution under Michael Carrick. Manchester United are the only team in the Premier League that have seen more goals scored and conceded at the same time, 119 for Manchester United, more than any other team. So in today's video, we're going to be trying to analyze how Manchester United has been transformed under Michael Carrick and the things that Michael Carrick has done at Manchester United that has been able to elevate us to finish third position in the Premier League. So you're going to find out that one of the reasons why Manchester United changed recently was because Michael Carrick has given the players freedom on the pitch. And you could see that Bruno Fernandes confirmed in one of his latest interviews that Michael Carrick has given them freedom on the pitch. And this is one thing that Manchester United fans don't want to hear because, of course, they have been criticizing Michael Carrick because of his will to give Manchester United freedom on the pitch. And I feel for me, it is not a point of criticism because giving players freedom on the pitch doesn't mean that you don't have a tactics, but it means that you allow these players to express their individual abilities because the players are your tactics and the players are the reason behind individual systems. And no matter your system, no matter your pattern, if the players don't execute these patterns on the pitch, you are not going to be able to have your dream team and you cannot be able to express yourself, play the way you want. Unlike under Ruben Amorim, Manchester United was more scripted. Players were told positions to occupy all the time. They were told the kind of passes to give and the kind of passes not to give, the kind of shots to give and the kind of shot not to give. So Manchester United was literally scripted. We were told every single thing. But under Michael Carrick, that has really changed. And we are going to be identifying how Michael Carrick has changed Manchester United from the build-up phase, from the second phase, and to the final phase. And if you have not subscribed to Tactical Trafford, I want you guys to give me your thoughts on the comment section. I want you guys to like, to share, to subscribe to Tactical Trafford as we'll be analyzing everything concerning Michael Carrick and Manchester United system going forward. So while still talking about the evolution Carrick has done at Manchester United, we are going to be analyzing the build-up system of Michael Carrick at Manchester United so far because, of course, there has been a lot of repeated pattern on how Michael Carrick wants to build up. But we are going to be picking the Manchester City game because that was his first game for Manchester United. So looking at Manchester United typical build-up system, I've always said that Manchester United builds up in a 4-2-4 shape, where the two central backs are going to go close to the goalkeeper and then the full backs are going to push up high. And then we are going to be having our midfield pivots ready to receive the ball. So you can see that in this situation, we have a 4 versus 2 over Manchester United frontline press and also have a 2 versus 2 in the midfield pivot. And how do Manchester United intend breaking this press? So you see that in the first situation, Lemans gives it to Casemiro and Casemiro immediately gives it to Maguire. And the reason Casemiro does that is to manipulate the attention of Jeremy Doku. And you can see that the moment Maguire gets close to Jeremy Doku, the attention of Doku becomes really splitted on if to attack or to let Diogo Dalot to be free. So you could see that Maguire decides not to give to Dalot because Doku was close. So his plan was to give it to Bruno Fernandes, but you could see that the central back is already occupying Bruno Fernandes. So what does Maguire do next? Maguire then instantly sides Bryan Mbeumo because Bryan Mbeumo was operating as a dropper striker against Manchester City. So of course, Bryan Mbeumo drops deep to receive the ball. And you could see that the reason Bryan Mbeumo has a lot of space is because the DM cannot press him. The defensive midfielder, which is Rodri in this case, couldn't press him because you could see that the attention of the central back is already drawn to Bruno Fernandes. So if Rodri decides to press, he's going to afford Manchester United a lot of space in behind to operate. So you could see that the moment Maguire gives the ball to Bryan Mbeumo was in a lot of space. I could see that the dropper system of Bryan Mbeumo and Bruno Fernandes has literally manipulated the pressing system and the pressing structure of Manchester City. So of course they are helpless, and you could see that Amad Diallo and Diogo Dalot, which is the right wing and the right back, already have a lot of spaces to exploit. And of course you could see a very quick combination between Bruno Fernandes and Bryan Mbeumo, and of course the ball goes to the right wing, and then Manchester United scored using this sequence. But you could see that the goal was ruled offside because Manchester City was playing in a very high line. So you could see that the build-up system of Michael Carrick is absolutely very simple and very sharp. Far less tactical instructions and a more very effective breakout. So instead of playing a very rigid and very slow build-up system under Ruben Amorim that was very rigid, that was very predictable, and the players already know who to press and where to occupy. Like a Carrick build-up system is definitely very different from what we have seen under Ruben Amorim. So guys, let's analyze Manchester United in the final phase and see how Manchester United was able to score over 60 goals in the Premier League. So this is as a result of a very basic idea, and the basic idea of Michael Carrick was literally to create half spaces all the time in behind the defenses of the opposition team. And so let's start with the Fulham game. Of course, you could see that the basic idea behind this is for Manchester United to constantly create those half spaces that the players of Manchester United is going to occupy and then cause harm to Fulham. So in the first situation, Amad Diallo is with the ball, and of course Bruno Fernandes makes that runs in behind. And the reason he makes that runs in behind is to stretch the defensive line of Fulham. So it makes them not to be compact, it makes the defensive line to move out of position. So of course you could see that multiple players go with Bruno Fernandes, and because of the individual quality of Bruno Fernandes, was able to manipulate those two players, and he was able to give the ball to Amad Diallo. You could already see that Diego Dalot was already occupying the half spaces, and you could see a lot of sequence went down, and Manchester United was not able to utilize the chance. And also another situation, Amad Diallo is with the ball, plays it to Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes makes a similar runs, and you see that Amad is immediately occupying and trying to attack that half space. And then of course the ball also gets to Amad Diallo, but he couldn't utilize the ball properly. So you could see that Manchester United are not just playing without a system because they are giving the players freedom. Giving the players freedom literally means that sometimes you allow the players to play with their instincts and try to make them to maximize their full potential on the pitch. And that is what Michael Carrick has done so far for Manchester United. He has improved our build-up, he has improved our second phases, he has improved our final phases, and I feel that if Michael Carrick is giving the right players and the right profile and also the right amount of decent signing, Manchester United is going to be absolutely transformed in every phase. So I want you guys to give me your thoughts in the comment section on if Michael Carrick's system is just based on luck, based on the quality of the players, or it is based on tactical instruction. I want you guys to like, to share, to subscribe to Tactical Trafford. See you guys in my next video.